The Border Gavaskar Trophy and done and dusted, and India got exactly what they needed. They needed to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy and they won it 2-1. What's happened as a result is India have now qualified for the finals of the World Test Championship, which will be played at the Oval on June the 7th against an opposition that they know very well now because they've been playing with them for the last month or so, and they will in fact continue to play with them over the next week or so as well as we head into the ODI series. But it's going to be a different ball game altogether. You had the 4 test matches take place in India. For the World Test Championship finals, the two teams will now be locking horns in London, where conditions, where the ball, where everything is just going to change. The whole setting is going to change, and India will now have to, in a way, recalibrate itself because it's going to be different conditions altogether. From the opposition point of view as well, because there will be different conditions, you're going to be posed with a different challenge as well, because just like you won't be able to field 3 spinners as you did in this series, Australia won't be able to play 3 spinners as well, and you can safely assume that only Nathan Lyon will be given the spin duties. But as a result, now the focus will be on the bowlers at large as to how they will adjust to these differing conditions. Of course, these are conditions that are going to help the bowlers from both the sides, particularly the seam bowlers, and Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain, has now in a way led us into a little or rather I should say he's given a little sneak peek or a glimpse of how the Indian team is now planning as far as the World Test Championship preparation is concerned. Remember, it's still about good 2.5 months away from where we stand as of now, because the finals are only going to take place in June. We're still in mid-March, and what is going to happen over these next 2.5 months is you're going to be seeing many Indian players, rather most Indian players and a few Australian players as well, play a lot of white ball cricket, and in particular the Indian Premier League. Now Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain, has revealed his plans as to how India would be recalibrating and be preparing in a way for the World Test Championship final, because you only have about a 8-day, 9-day gap after the final ends, which will be in May end, and then on June the 7th the final of the World Cup will World Test Championship will begin. So how is India then planning to prepare for the World Test Championship final, which will take place at the Oval? Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain, has told us a thing or two as far as India's preparation is concerned. So let's just quickly tell you what Rohit Sharma says is going to be the key and how the Indian team management is looking ahead as far as the preparation is concerned. The biggest takeaway from what he has told is that the Duke ball will be used by the Indian bowlers during the IPL. Now you know that the SG ball is used here in India. The 4 test matches that we saw as well were played with the SG ball, and there in England you have the Duke's ball that is used for the red ball format of the game. It's a different ball game altogether because the Duke's ball, as we know, does assist the seam bowlers far more than the SG ball does. The conditions are going to be different, so the adjustment sort of takes time at times for bowlers to get adjust to the Duke ball and the kind of variation it offers, the kind of swing that it offers. Now in order to, let's say, decrease that acclimatization time, let's say, what the Indian team has now decided is that the fast bowlers will be given this Duke ball during the course of the IPL, and this is what Rohit Sharma said while he revealed the plan. He said that we'll be in constant touch with our players who are going to be part of the World Test Championship final. That, by the way, in many ways is also to say that the team India already in a way has communicated to the concerned players that they will be playing in the World Test Championship final. He further says that in fact we are sending some Duke balls to the fast bowlers as well, if they can get some time to bowl with that. So that at large is what India's plan is going to be for their bowlers, so that they get to adjust to the Duke ball and practice with it over the course of the next 2.5 months in the lead up to the World Test Championship final. Of course, as I just told you, you've got the IPL with which most Indian batters and bowlers and players at large will be busy with. But in order to decrease that acclimatization time and to make life easier for the Indian bowlers, especially the fast bowlers, The plan ahead is going to be that the bowlers will be given duke balls, and you could possibly be seeing them practice during the course of the IPL with the duke ball as well. Of course, that's easier said than done, because the IPL will be played with the normal white ball that is used, and then possibly you'll need some sort of a communication and understanding with the franchises as well, because you don't want the performances of the bowlers to suffer in the IPL. So you're hoping that the BCCI as well as the franchise owners can come to a middle ground, think, let's say, of the larger picture. Of course, the owners could feel that their interest is somewhere getting compromised and the national interest is taking precedence, but that's the kind of understanding you would probably hope for the two parties to arrive at, so that India and particularly the fast bowlers can go out and give their best at the Oval when they play against Australia. Now, Rohit Sharma, while speaking about India's preparation for the World Test Championship final, has also said something else, and let's now tell you what more he said about India's preparation. The other takeaway is that he says that the available players will most likely be leaving early for the IPL. Now, how that for the World Test Championship final? Now, how that will happen? He goes ahead and explains that as well. He says that preparation is going to be the key for us ahead of the final. Around May the 21st, there will be 6 teams who would possibly be out of the IPL. So whichever players are available, and that's the operative part here, he says, so whichever players are available, we will try and find some time to see if they can reach the UK as early as possible. So of course, Rohit Sharma does recognize the fact that it does take time for players to adjust to the conditions out there in the UK. You don't want a similar result as you saw the last time around in the World Test Championship finals. You're hoping for a better result. You're hoping that you are on the winning side this time around, and preparation, Rohit Sharma says and admits, is going to be the key. And what the Indian team would like to do is, because come the business end of the IPL, it will pretty much be certain as to which teams are progressing to the eliminators and going to be playing in the final. But by then, 5 to 6 other teams would easily have been ruled out by then, and possibly just the 4 teams which are going to be involved in the business end are going to be there. So the players who are going to be whose teams are not going to be in the race for the IPL title anymore, those players will possibly be sent early to England, and in batches you could see this happen over the next couple of months. As and when we reach the concluding stages or the final stages of the IPL, you could possibly be seeing a time wherein players are sent in batches depending on their availability, depending on when the franchise is getting knocked out of the tournament. Yes, some big players you could say will be busy right till the final of the IPL, which happens at May end. But those players who will be available, Rohit Sharma said, they'll try to work out a way so that they can go and get acclimatized to the conditions in the UK. And this whole Indian team as a unit would hope for a better result in the World Test Championship final than they sort of saw last time around in 2021 when New Zealand won the World Test Championship final against India. Back then it was Virat Kohli who is the captain. This time around it is Rohit Sharma. So Indian fans would be hoping for a better result this time around. But as I said earlier as well, it's going to be a different ball game altogether. Both teams will probably not have the luxury of playing with 3 spinners. So you're going to be expecting the fast bowlers to be in play for the longest time, and probably going to be playing the determining role as well in both their teams' performance, and which is why the Indian team has now come up with the plan, and the bowlers, the Indian fast bowlers throughout the course of the IPL will be given Duke's ball, as Rohit Sharma has said, to practice with, because that's the ball with which you're going to be playing against Australia in England as well. Thank you so much, and in case you did like the video, do share it with your friends and family members, and as you always tell you, do like, share and subscribe to Sports Today.